When we design architectural lighting, our first instinct is often, should we install recessed downlights in the ceiling? Where should we position accent spotlights? Where should the linear light strips be concealed? Have you ever seriously considered this? Why do so many spaces that seem to have abundant illumination still look unappealing and fail to help us relax? A major reason is that almost all the light emanates directly from overhead. What truly makes a space sophisticated, dimensional, and atmospheric is often not general illumination, but that touch of light coming from the side, which we call lateral lighting. Why does lateral lighting naturally feel more premium? Because in our daily experience, when sunlight enters a space from the side, it creates that rich layering characteristic of dawn and dusk. In cinema, photography, and theater, direct frontal lighting is rarely used in isolation. Faces, objects, and walls only reveal their contrast, volume, and depth when illuminated from the side. Yet in our homes, most people only reserve one type of light for the space, overhead downlighting. That is why, when lateral lighting is introduced, it feels restrained, serene, and sophisticated. It is not designed to simply brighten, but to give the space expression. So, how exactly do we implement lateral lighting? Actually, it isn't complicated. Each method is straightforward and highly nuanced. A minor mistake in lighting design can ruin the entire aesthetic of a space. Without proper lighting logic, many end up wasting both money and time without achieving their ideal results. Drawing from 10 years of lighting design experience, I have condensed all these methods into this course. If you want to avoid mistakes and elevate your designs, this is your starting point. First, wall washing. It isn't about illuminating the entire wall uniformly, but choosing a specific segment, face, or deliberate rhythm. Let the light gently trace the wall to a depth to the space. Second, utilize vertical junctions for concealed side lighting. The intersections between walls, or between walls and millwork, are the most natural outlets for lateral light. They are subtle yet incredibly enduring. Third, integrate concealed lighting on the sides of furniture, such as the sides of cabinetry or the vertical profiles of bookshelves. This light isn't meant to illuminate the shelves themselves, but to make their contours emerge. Fourth, apply unilateral illumination to vertical architectural features. For columns, niches, or partition panels, light only one side and leave the other in shadow to create compelling visual tension. Fifth, use indirect lighting in curtain pelmets or perimeter coves. Instead of projecting light directly onto the drapery, let the light graze the wall. This yields a soft, stable effect that doesn't dominate the visual field. The true brilliance of lateral lighting goes beyond aesthetics. It has a highly practical benefit. It alleviates the sense of spatial confinement. When light is entirely concentrated overhead, our eyes are constantly drawn upward. The lower the ceiling height, the more likely this is to cause anxiety and restlessness. In contrast, lateral lighting redirects our attention back to the space itself, its walls, vertical planes, and structural relationships. The space no longer feels overbearing or oppressive. But please remember one thing: lateral lighting is never the protagonist. It does not need to be precisely positioned luminaires are enough to transform the entire caliber of our space. Often, it isn't that you haven't installed enough fixtures, but that the light is coming from the wrong direction. The essence of illumination has never been to simply brighten a space, but to allow it to be gently revealed.